Hey everybody, welcome back to The Real Deal with Jen Buller at Lacombe Ford. Thanks for tuning in again this week. Last week I did a video on our certified pre-owned program and I mentioned the first-time buyers in that video. And I really wanted to get another video out about what first-time buyers actually means because it's an incredible program from Ford Credit. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So when it comes to purchasing your first car, it can be a little bit overwhelming. But let's say you've done all your research. You know you have a good job, you've saved up about $1,000 for a down payment, you know what your insurance is going to be, and you know what you can afford in a new car. So you head down to your local dealership, you pick out your car, you make the deal, you go into the finance office, put in your credit application, and you're told, you've never financed a car before. You say, of course not, this is my first time. And they say, that's great, but we can't give you a car because you haven't had one before. And you think to yourself, well, how am I supposed to get a car if I haven't had one before, but you won't give me one now? This is where the first-time buyers come in. So traditionally with the bank, they would take a look at your credit bureau and they would see what you have financed in the past. So just starting out, most of us have something small, a small credit card that we've put a little bit on every month and paid off, and we've built up that nice credit score. But what the bank is looking at is what they call your high credit. So if you have a credit card that has a maximum amount to finance of $300, that's what the banks say you're established to. You have shown that you can take $300 and you can pay that back. Vehicle is going to be a lot more than $300. So what they're looking for is that history in your credit of you getting a larger loan and paying it back. But then how do we do that if we can't qualify for that bigger loan because we only have the smaller loan? Ford Credit wanted to give a solution to these first-time buyers. So when they take a look at your credit bureau, they're looking for something a little bit different. So some of you just starting out might have some credit built up through other things, student loans or other loans that you've had in the past. And some don't have a whole lot besides a little bit of a credit card or some kind of a small amount of credit. So the First-Time Buyers Program really helps these customers that don't have a whole lot of established credit. And we're going to help you to establish that credit with your first vehicle loan. So there's a couple of eligibility requirements for the First-Time Buyers Program. One, you actually cannot have any prior automotive experience. Sounds kind of strange after what I just told you, right? Ford Credit understands that everybody's got to start somewhere, and that's why they came up with the program. So if you haven't financed a vehicle before, and this is your first time, Ford is going to take a look at that and say, hey, you've just met our first eligibility criteria. The second part is that you can't have any derogatory credit on your credit bureau. So what does that mean? Ford Credit wants to make sure that whatever you have had experience with in the past, you've paid well. So if you have that $300 credit card and you've paid it well and all of your payments have been made within 30 days, then they say you've got good credit and we're going to give you a chance. So the other thing Ford Credit wants to look at is your verifiable income. And they want to make sure that you can afford not only the vehicle payment and insurance, but all of your other bills as well. So they are going to require proof of income in the form of either a job letter or a pay stub. And what they're going to look at is to make sure that they're not going to put you in a situation where you're trying to decide whether or not you're going to have to pay your rent or your car payment, because that's not going to help you down the road either. So they are going to take a look at the entire picture, not just your credit history, but what you can afford on a month-to-month basis. Speaking of making sure that everything is affordable, there are a few models that Ford will actually offer you an additional $500 rebate when you put a $500 minimum down payment on. And those are going to be your Escape, Ranger, EcoSport, and the all-new Maverick. I'm going to have a video about the Maverick coming out soon. It's a brand new model and you guys are going to love it, trust me. Anyway, back to first-time buyers for now. So again, if you have built up a little bit of a down payment, even $500, Ford's going to help you out by giving you an additional $500 rebate to help with those payments as well. And again, that's on the EcoSport, the Escape, Ranger, and the all-new Maverick. If you guys do have any questions about the first-time buyers program, or again, anything at all going on around the dealership, it can include finance, vehicles, anything like that, drop your question in the comments. I will be sure to answer as many as I can. So as usual, we want to end our videos with something a little bit fun. You might notice a poster behind me of the iconic Ford Thunderbird. So I thought I'd do a little bit of trivia today. If you can put in the comments for me what year the Thunderbird was first released. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.